We are at Venezia's Pizza in North Phoenix. There are 7 locations. They've been around since 1978. And truth be told, I think this is my favorite New York style pizza place in town. So let's see if it holds up today. For starters, I'd like to elaborate on a couple of beats from my intro. Venezia's has been around since 1978. However, that was a restaurant in New Mexico run by Italian immigrants who came to Albuquerque by way of New York City. They moved their business to the East Phoenix Metro Valley in 1995. The family business has been carried on by their son. They've been here in this area for 30 years. None of the locations are really on my side of town, though, the nearest being 17, 18 kilometers away, so they don't get as much of my custom as they might if they were closer. But I have been eating at Venezia's for nearly 15 years, and I've never had a bad one. My stretch of luck for these last few journals hasn't been great, though. So I chose Venezia's for this week's visit because I was really ready for a good pizza, and I thought I could rely on Venezia's to deliver the goods. But did I jinx it? My visit was to the North Phoenix location, just north of the corner of Tatum and Greenway on Wednesday, February 12, 2025 at around 1:30 p.m. This location's in a strip mall and has plenty of parking and a couple of bike loops. The inside has maybe 15 to 20 tables for seating. This location is smaller than their main Tempe location, which gets very busy at lunchtime. At 1:30, this location wasn't crowded, but they were doing a steady business. They do a really good lunch business, partially because they've got several great slice deals for lunch, and their slices are huge. They're great lunch options, but like pretty much all pizza by the slice, they are pre-cooked and then reheated, which is almost never as good as a fresh pizza. And I was here for a fresh pizza. The smallest whole pizza they sell is listed as 12 inches, although in the interest of pedantic accuracy, they do sell 10-inch gluten-free or cauliflower crust pizzas. But the question is, did Venezia's come through for me with another good pizza? In short, yes. Yes, they did. When it arrived, it was pretty much exactly what you'd expect from a New York-style pizza. Well-cooked crust, but thin and floppy if you don't fold it towards the middle, with the characteristic cornicione at the edge. This is hardly a criticism, but if I had my wishes, perhaps their crust could have a little bit more flavor. But really, it's perfectly acceptable in conjunction with the whole. The pepperoni's good and plentiful. The cheese is good. There's not really a lot to say there. It's good. It's good. It's really good. Their star, though, is their sauce, which is excellent and was on point. While not the case this time, over many visits I've noticed that sometimes the sauce has a little bit less flavor than others. I suspect that it simply might be that sometimes there's a bit less on the pizza than others, and the balance of flavors isn't quite the same. But again, it's never been bad. This pizza physically measures 30 centimeters, making it the second largest pizza to date, and just slightly smaller than the Doughbird pizza we had the other day. 30 centimeters is 707 square centimeters, and the pizza cost $12.85. That makes it only 1.8 cents per square centimeter, coming in as the least expensive pizza so far. That's not really a big surprise. Larger pizzas add area on an exponential curve, but rarely increase in costs at the same rate. Larger pizzas usually are a better deal if you're pinching pennies. Just a brief aside here in the information zone. We'll be doing a more deep dive video on this in the future, but in the meantime, I just wanted to elaborate a little bit further. So the area of a pizza goes up along an exponential curve in relation to the radius, which of course is half of the diameter. You all learned that in second grade. But because prices kind of go up similar to the amount of inches that the pizzas are sold by, if you do a comparison, you'll see that the price per unit goes downwards. It's not necessarily strictly true because every pizza place prices differently, but it's a fairly common trend for pizza prices to go up in steps as the sizes of the pizzas go up in steps. But of course, the area goes up along a curve. So we'll talk more about that later. So, as for Venezia's ratings, it's solid, consistently good pizza. It's my favorite New York style pizza in town and has been for several years. But does it rise to the level of super or sublime or sugoi or whatever you choose to call the S tier? I can't go that far, but it absolutely deserves a place in the A tier. This week, as every week, I hope you get a chance to have a great slice of pizza. And if you happen to be in the area of a Venezia's, this is my recommendation that you can probably find one there.